I guess it's no surprise that the iconic car maker Lamborghini was originally founded by a guy named Mr. Lamborghini. His name was Ferruccio Lamborghini, and he was born April 28, 1916 in a small Italian village. Growing up, Ferruccio was highly interested in machinery, particularly the kind of equipment his father would use on their family farm. Ferruccio was absolutely enamored with mechanics and how things work. He would constantly be taking things apart and putting them back together again. An endlessly curious kid, he was always following his dad around and getting into his toolbox. When he got older, he chose to study at the Fratelli Taddea Technical Institute, and from there was drafted into the Air Force to serve as an airplane mechanic. After serving in the Air Force, he took a job as a mechanic and engineer at a local shop for a few years, after which he finally decided to start his own business. Thus, Lamborghini was born. You know Tony Stark, aka Robert Downey Jr., aka Iron Man. Well, take a minute to read up about the inventor of the Lamborghini, Ferruccio Lamborghini, and you'll see some baffling similarities between the two. For one thing, during his time in the military, Ferruccio was known for being a master mechanic due to his resourcefulness when it came to fixing machines. He was stationed on the remote island of Rhodes where there were limited tools and materials, yet he always managed to find a way to fix the machines. When you're in the middle of a war, there's no giving up, and Ferruccio did everything he could to finish his job. Many of his comrades reported that Lamborghini would be constantly cobbling rogue parts together to make new ones in order to run his machines. Kinda reminds you of the time Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, built a nuclear reactor in a far-out cave. And I think they're both Italian too. You can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. Considering Ferruccio grew up on a farm, it's no surprise that his first venture under the Lamborghini company was to build his own farming equipment. His first thought when he quit his job and started his own company was tractors. And even though Lamborghini now makes vehicles that are a little more fancy, they still sell tractors to this day. If you want a high-quality tractor that says Lamborghini in a shiny silver lettering, you can have one. I bet you farmers dream of owning a Lamborghini tractor the same way we dream about sports cars. Another reason why Ferruccio got on the tractor wagon was because there was a huge demand for farming equipment after the war. People were looking to rebuild either their businesses or their communities, and everyone turned to farming. His first tractor was actually built out of military-grade vehicle parts, so you knew it was of high quality. What made his Carioca tractors different from all the other tractors on the market at the time was that his tractors had a special fuel atomizer. Being post-war and everything, petrol was expensive, and Ferruccio knew that, so he invented an atomizer that allowed the operator to switch between using regular petrol and diesel to cut down on costs. He ended up making a killing, and his innovative tractors proved to be highly popular among the farming crowd. Before Ferruccio started making sports cars, he owned a Ferrari 250 GT, which he liked well enough aside from its noisy engine, which he dubbed too loud for regular use. One day, the clutch on his Ferrari got busted, so he took it into Maranello headquarters to get it serviced. He realized that the clutch was identical to the ones that are used on his own tractors, and was a little surprised and disappointed when he discovered this. When he asked Enzo Ferrari, the inventor of Ferrari, for a replacement part, he just scoffed at him, putting him down for being a simple tractor mechanic who knows nothing about sports cars. Lamborghini was taken aback by this. Not only could he not believe that a basic tractor clutch was being used in his fancy schmancy sports car, but the customer service he got from Ferrari was just downright horrible. This put fuel on the fire that was already brewing and drove him to start making his own cars. Lamborghini is the poster child of luxury cars, so it's probably no surprise that the most expensive car in the world is from the Lamborghini family. The Veneno Roadster, which honestly kinda looks like a modern-day Batmobile, is also a very rare car, with only 9 in existence. When they first made them available to buy, they were about $4.5 million each. Nowadays, I'm sure they're priced at much more. The reason why this car is so expensive is because of its rarity as well as its speedometer. It can reach up to 221 miles per hour, which is incredible when you compare it to other sports cars. It's actually not even called a sports car, but a supercar. The Veneno can go from 0 to 60 in about 2.9 seconds. To give you an idea of how fast that is, a Ford Mustang can go from 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Current owners of the car include Antoine Dominic, who also owns the Lamborghini Long Island division. Another owner is Chris Singh, managing director of Tequesta Investments. They each paid their $4.5 million before they even saw the car. They just knew they wanted it. These guys were actually chosen by Lamborghini to own the car. Not anyone can buy this. You have to prove you are a big fan, which there's no doubt these two are. One thing's for sure, if you own this car, you definitely did something right in your life. You can't have a Lamborghini without a powerful, top-notch engine. But guess what? The 350 GTB was the first Lamborghini sports car ever made, but it wasn't even finished when they showed it to the public. There was a big presentation done at the Turin Auto Show, which received a ton of praise and interest, but if you were to open the hood, you would just see a pile of bricks, no engine. It took Ferruccio a long time to perfect his first car. He was tweaking it until the very last minute, making sure it's of the highest quality possible, so he didn't want people to see a mediocre engine in there. It's either the greatest engine he can conjure or nothing at all. Talk about Type A. Born on April 28th, Ferruccio was a proud Taurus and believed wholeheartedly in horoscopes and the psyche of the galaxy, so it was a no-brainer for him to put a bull on his logo, symbolic to his own astrological sign. I guess it's also no surprise that Tauruses are notorious for valuing luxury and high-quality things in their life. It's like he was destined to create the most popular luxury car brand on the planet. He also named a few of his cars after famous bulls. He was a huge fan of Spanish bullfighting and would go to tournaments in his spare time. Look at any Lamborghini name and you can probably trace it back to a famous fighting bull. The first car he named after a bull was the Miura, and there's been a consistent theme ever since. For example, his Murciélago means bat, which was the name of a Navarra fighting bull. He considers bulls to be powerful animals, comparable to his powerful cars. He sort of started the trend in using animals as the inspiration behind vehicles. Most car companies would name their cars by number, the 300, the 240, but Ferruccio loved bulls so much he just couldn't resist. You might be wondering why he didn't name a car Taurus. Well, he did, but it was soon replaced by another name. We don't know why, but maybe it was too obvious, not cool or obscure enough, I suppose. Precious cargo? It's probably best to transport it in a Lambo. Lamborghini has donated 2 Gallardos to the Italian government to be used to transport organs between hospitals. Considering Lamborghini is known for its smooth ride, this was a really good move. It definitely makes sense to use one of the fastest cars in existence to transport such delicate items that have an impending expiry date. You may not know this, but the United Arab Emirates also uses Lamborghinis in their police car fleet due to its speed and torque. See, Lamborghinis aren't just for fun and flash. They're doing their part for the community. So usually cars are inspired by big, powerful animals like bulls, horses, and lions. But Lamborghini's Aventador was actually inspired by a bug, and not even a cool, sexy bug, but those shiny green, jagged-legged beetles that smell bad when you step on them. If you look at the car, you can totally see the bug aspects in it. It's got an oval sort of shape, kind of like a beetle. The front grille even kind of looks like those antennae that stick out of a beetle's mouth. I guess if there's anyone who can make a beetle look cool, it's Lamborghini. Did you know that a Lamborghini is actually perfect for the weekend boat hobbyist? This was discovered when Ferruccio himself fitted his Riva Aquarama speedboat with his own V12 Lamborghini engine. He turned it on, and lo and behold, it worked. Not only that, it made the boat go fast as heck. This cool discovery drove Ferruccio to continue to manufacture V12 engines for the Riva Aquarama brand, as well as for powerboat racing. You're pretty much guaranteed to have the fastest boat in the water if you install a Lamborghini engine into your boat. You may not have known this, but Lamborghini is now owned by German car manufacturer Volkswagen under the Audi division. Nothing has changed in terms of the quality, but CEO Stefano Domenicali assures that it was a necessary move in order to keep the company strong. In truth, Lamborghini has gone through a lot of ups and downs in terms of finances and business. When Lamborghini almost went under in 1987, they were thankfully rescued by American manufacturer Chrysler. The company was then bought out by an Indonesian investment group in 1994, and then finally by Volkswagen in 1998. Since the buyout, the company has been flourishing, and Lamborghini is still the symbol of luxury and speed it always was. So there you go, 12 things you never knew about Lamborghinis. We may not ever own one in our lifetime, but it doesn't mean we can't gawk at videos of other people driving them. Here's to wishing.